Well, so much for my intro video that I usually shoot. I didn't shoot one. But I'm here at SWAT. I just got set up. Not checked in the hotel yet. Room won't be ready till 4. So this is my table and the things that I brought. And I will do a full instant gallery shoot later.
So check this out.
You can just make out the sign over there on the corner of that building. Is Ninfa's Mexican restaurant. That's where we're all going to eat. I say a lot of the people from Worldwide Woodturners are meeting over there for dinner tonight about 6. So about an hour and a half from now. Looking forward to it. A number of Worldwide Woodturner members got together Thursday night for dinner after we all got checked in and got to our rooms. Had a great time, had really good food, enjoyed the company. I mean, everybody had a good time. It was fantastic. This year, I'm doing things a little bit different. In previous years, I've done a walkthrough in the vendor area. You've seen most of the vendors, so I'm not doing that this year. Something else I'm doing is I am concentrating on actually all of the sessions that I went to because it's just that informative. So things are going to be just a little bit different. I hope you enjoy it. Thank you for watching.
Quilty is kind of giving a run for my money. And probably this one too. Put on an angle here, just slowly get that cut back. Get it started, and you just drill all the way through. Nice and easy and slow. We'll put another one in this one. I'm not real worried about this shape right now, or the finished cut, but I am going to turn it around. There's a hole up there, turn it back. Can you see it now?
Yes.
Okay, whatever color this lip edge is right here, that's what color I want to get all the way through. And I'm probably it helps. You feel better? Now can you see the light?
Yeah.
Okay. You see it? I'm sorry?
If you guys don't mind, just take a quick peek at your phones and make sure they're muted and heckle her as much as you want.
Sorry.
Okay, so I am Rita Duxbury. Before I was Rita Duxbury, I was Rita Zarcolante from Plymouth, Massachusetts. So I tell you that only because when I say that these pieces of wood have bark on them, or when you're an artist, or when you park your car, that's where it's coming from. And it's been a long time since I left Massachusetts, but for some reason, I'm not losing a lot of my accent. And when I try to emphasize that this is bark, it sounds ridiculous, so it's bark, okay? That's so North Carolina is about the most south that it will grow. This came from my neighborhood, and people in the neighborhood don't like it because the bark rips off and everything. It blows all over the place, and they have to rake up all the bark. But it's an interesting tree, and then they grow as clusters. So that's kind of an interesting wood. And then another one that I really like is sycamore, although it doesn't have a very interesting bark when you're using it for a natural edge. But sycamore is a really good one to turn also. And one of the ones going around is out of sycamore. Okay, and then you can turn your tool and get a little bit of more of a smooth cut by using okay. And notice this is pretty soft wood. Now, is this my final size for my lights? Not necessarily. I might, once I put the walkway in, and once I get the rest of the body shaped, I might want to add. And then the last one. Okay, so now and then I get carried away sometime, so I make things bigger than they on the lathe they look like the one size, and then when you take them off, they're, oh my goodness, that's really too big. So this is going to be smaller. This is going to be the biggest it's going to be.
Whole project, so I can get really in-depth, no pun intended. And we're going to do a very simple, classic little vase, but I'll show you a bunch of different things you can do with mini hollow forms. I'm going to wear safety glasses. I'm not going to wear a face shield. If I wear a face shield, I'm going to roll a little. That kind of does that a little bit all the time. So safety glasses is the bare minimum. On a small form like this, there's not much that can happen. So you can. If you lose that little fuzz line at any point during that cut, spiral texture happens. Do not lose that little fuzz. Oh, come on. Okay, let's work on the top just a little bit. What you're going to see is that form getting up to this point, if I were to imagine where the bottom is. If you end it with a V cut, your eye is going to see that form coming here. And that usually is going to be a much more accurate and also much prettier form, because that's going to be a one-type curve instead of a distracting curve. Does that make sense to everybody? Yeah. This area here, ends with a V, it will really make a difference, believe me. If you only, but that's great. So those tools are Allen wrenches. I have one straight right here. That was my first one. And then the second one was, you know that Allen wrench is an L shape? The second one was just that L shape, just a little bit shorter. So I cut right up to the bend and then make one of these scraper out of it. That was a great tool. Allen wrenches are okay metal. It's not amazing, but it's fairly sturdy. So I started with that, put it in the handle. Don't use vice grips. You're a wood turner, you know how to make a handle. It's not that hard, but make yourself something that's an actual tool. So I started with that, and it worked really good for years. But a couple things that I noticed when I started using those. The first one is the facets on those Allen wrenches are actual scrapers. So when I make the teapots, that's usually what I used them for. I start with that same drill bit that I had in here. It's a 7mm hole. Every single one of my teapots is a 7mm hole. And then I start making a couple, and then the hole gets to 7, 7.1, 7.2, 7.5. So what am I doing wrong? And those sharp edges were touching the outside of my form, making it a little bit wider. So the first thing I did was to go to the grinder, grind those flats to make it a little bit more round, buff them to make them really nice and clean. That was a really great first step. Second step is that L-shaped. When you make it on a small teapot that about yay big, that's great. As soon as you try to scale up your forms, that bent really grabs. And that's just because the cutter is not aligned with the shaft of the tool. And if you noticed up there's all the Thompson treads, every single tool for hollowing. The cutter is aligned with the shaft. That's an extremely important part. That gets rid of the torque. So the second thing I did was to go to the vise, grab that Allen wrench, heat it up with a blowtorch, and hammer it back so the cutter would be aligned with the shaft of the tool. So that made the neutral vise here. So it worked really good. Those long arm wrenches are even better because they can reach better. So that's what I would recommend. But those ones from IKEA work really good because if you have an IKEA furniture, you have plenty of Allen wrenches to spare. You want to pass those around?
Power eraser. That's my power eraser, yes. It works very well.
It might be happy. That's a different pattern.
And that's what I'll have to do with this one when I take it home. I'm not going to pierce on this one because it's off center. I'm going to come back to the bottom and we'll take it to the top. I'm just going to do a couple of these so you can get the idea.
Also, when you're traveling, sometimes in some of these places, you do a demo here, and then you have to haul your stuff down the hall, and you're walking through all these people with tools sticking out of everywhere. This opens up. This way. The whole thing turns this way.
Oh, wow.
To make a stand. And when they open this up, all my tools are gone. Line. And rather than spend 10 minutes with a ruler, you can go like this. Okay? So that's your zero line. So it's going to be 0 to 180. For beginners, there's 3 rules you gotta learn. First one is to sharpen. The second one is to sharpen. The third one is to sharpen. Yep. You cannot use a dull penny. You cannot use a dull bandsaw. You cannot use a dull table saw. You cannot cut a tomato in half with a dull knife. You just gotta use a sharp tool. Learn to sharpen. I'll show that later. Learn to sharpen anything. Just like a scraper. The side, this side is on the inside of the hole. This side is gorgeous. This side is square, because that's inside the hole. This side is radius. This side comes down and radiuses around this way. Can you see that radius?
Yes.
Okay. Now this, you can cut a 3/8 hole, 1/4 of an inch deep, and it'll be a square shoulder going in. You cannot do that with a parting tool. Okay? That's how you get.
Yeah, I'm not so much visualizing all this kind of stuff.
You gotta find something. You can put this on here, like this. You can, this might have been done on here. This has been turned flat.
Not only the sandhill cranes, but offset turning and some of the things that Joaquin is going to talk about and explain. Joaquin, I'm going to take over and welcome.
Thank you. Glad to be here. My name is Joaquin Benson from Carpenter, Texas. A couple of miles down, about 4.5 hours down south. Live on the go down there. And was playing with the and things over. This is one piece that I got listed. She's actually got a video on making this cup. And she actually uses to drink coffee, tea, whatever. And it's a matter of just dividing each side into 3 centers, 120 degrees each. And then you number 1, 2, 3. And then you go 1, 2. So the thing's flopping like this. As scary as virtually was for me. Thank you, Brian. I appreciate that.
The blue tape marks the spot for Joaquin because he couldn't hit the camera.
And this is another one that you turn it and then move it off center, however far that is. 5/8 of an inch is usually what I do. And so I just use a beating tool to put that in. And then this one represents Mr. Duxbury doing these here, where it's round on one side.
Oh, nice.
Oh, cool.
Okay. He got me started doing these.
You see blue tape?
You're moving that thing around.
The tape hadn't moved yet.
So anyway, those some sentence I done. But the one on the Paul Howard truck. And he's the one that got me started doing these sandhill frames actually. But everything here can be done on centers. You don't need these chucks to do it. But, you put a tendon on there. But what that tells me, and it just dawned on me, with that much protrusion, I could have had more offset on the head. I could have went out there a little bit further and had it more smoother to begin with. It's gonna build that out. So that just dawned on me. I could have put maybe another 1/4 inch on the offset, and it would have been flatter. I had that, but it looks more like a bird's nest. little bit of standard noise. I'm gonna saw.
Do you own a saw?
So that's my version of the thing.
I have to tell you, it was so good to see Captain Eddie back at SWAT this year. It's been a while. We've really missed him. And he was in good spirits, had a good time, or at least it looked to me like he did. It was absolutely just a sheer joy to see him enjoying himself. We had nice conversations over dinner and just in general. I couldn't be happier.
Look over and see what they're doing. Take maybe a little bit of each of them, put it together, different things, alright? So same as you guys come and do your symposiums, you want to see something, how you work, maybe how you speed it up. Okay? Next thing with me, like a few of you have a hearing problem, getting worse. So if you've got questions, you're going to have to put your hand up. I can't see you. But we're not going to get any questions. The guys that have seen me know why, okay? I'll put that in perspective. I'm going to talk 24/7 for you. Think about this at home when you're at your live and you're doing something, you're trying to concentrate. I'm trying to talk about it at the same time. Take some back to these. I like to pass them around. Simple books we did them, right? The pagoda, right? Reality is the same shape. Just a few more whistles and bells on this. Keep the square corners, put pendulum, put base on it. But actually, the shape is the same. If you want to start doing this and you're not into turning square stuff, go round to start. Get your skill level, practice of it. Then start looking at making a square. Why did I ever do a pagoda? A bit like most of you, I go by my wood, I'd like to see it. This one's got a turn and a little splash of sapwood on this corner. So I will go by those squares that have got a splash of sapwood, that colour code variation. And the minute I turned it round, I put it on the floor with the wood shavings. So the very thing I bought the wood for, I just gone. So I wanted a way of keeping that, so come up with something that's a bit more maybe decorative, but keeping that decorative colour of the material. Obviously, next thing, things have got to come apart. I want something as a finial, hopefully today we're going to finial. Wanted something as a decorative base. And on some of them look great if you look through, you can see like a little bead or something. The decorative base, why? Because I'm a bit like you. What is it with woodturners? The first thing you do is pick it up and turn it over. What is that? Like just an impulse response. So I'll let you have a look. Okay, so pagoda. Alright, so it's got your password there. Okay.
Do I have to give it back?
No.
Do I have to give it back?
Yeah. I'll tell you what, you can't run fast enough. Tune up the back thing, no. You won't even see me coming, right? Right, so, I was cellulose based standing timber. You get it out here, the walnut log post, salad, craft supply, so on. I've even used here downstairs white on poly, which when I first came out here, I was trying to find what will work for. Equal or opposition, this needs to come down in diameter. Why? When we clean up the outside edge, if we chip the corners, I use a sanding board. I put the link base together, sand it all so it's same shape. More angle. So I'm checking the double edge, push forward, go in, roll my wrist, drop the handle, back over. So there goes, we go in. We did the overhead, guys. Go. So, go down. I push in, and my hand around, drop it down, back over. Good. And then you need to stop it because I can't see what the shape is until we stop. You have to use D-ray, so this sort of thing for your basket illusion. This gives me a way of just doing a little bead up on that. Quick and easy. I rock that side to side. Skew chisel. Just on there. So we're going in, straight on my thumb. Bring it round off, please. About 2 o'clock again. I line up the double angle. Come round, a bit more. A little bit more. Okay. So we're starting to create, that's good guys, for a minute, and then some soft wax. Then the camera comes up for 20 minutes. You buff it. Okay? Then, that's all right, this is good. 21 minutes, fantastic. Lots of time. I did this with AW, I think it was Santa guy.
Scott's getting ready to demo his textured platter, and he thinks he needs to video the audience. So I'm returning the favor.
That means I'm swinging away with my body and I need to swing forward. If I'm going too deep, that means I swung forward and I need to swing back. I always start on my left foot, put my weight on my left foot, and when I finish up, most of my weight will be on my right foot. So I prefer using an oil finish on these. I put oil finishes on almost everything I make. Walnut finishing oil, actually. I talked to you guys earlier about. All right, so now we need to turn it back around. This is for the cross to sit on this offset on the tenon. And up through there. Okay, that's good for now. Thing. And you want to make sure your handle's not going to hit the tail stop when you're doing this. So just like any bowl, you start your cut, aiming your bevel the direction you want your cut. Flute closed to start. If your flute is open, it's going to skate back on you. So you just want to start with creating a groove there. And then you can open up your flute a little bit to get a better cut. And you need to make the bowl big enough and deep enough to where these holes that you can open are going to disappear. Start really shaping the inside of it. And you can see how I'm getting further and further out. Right there. Just that little ½ inch creates that much of an offset. And I'm just going to do some push cuts. Flute almost closed at 9 o'clock. Start taking it down a little bit. I'm going to come in here just kind of deep in this area. That way it doesn't look like a holding point. And around that whole groove over. I'm just going to take this down far enough or all the way down. Across this is going to heat it up, and it's going to leave little pieces of the paper towel that set the texture. I'm just going to do the center first. Just to see if we can get any of that curl to show up. So we got some curl right here, which is nice. It's not overpowering. So, and we can use the brush just to kind of bring some of that this way onto the rim. Then we just kind of squeeze on the top. This doesn't hurt your lathe bed at all. It just cleans up real easy. Doesn't stain it or anything. It's a little bit more right here. And you just wipe off any excess. You dab it, don't rub it with a paper towel. There's some really pretty grain popping through this whole thing, it looks like. I'm just grabbing my little paper towel over there. Oh my God, especially last year was really bad here. Oh my goodness. All right, so this kind of tore up here, but I would have took more time to clean that up. We got a lot of curl on this end here, which transfers into the bowl portion, which I hope it would, and it did. And you're more than welcome to come up and have a look. Just remember, if you pick it up, you're going to get a little bit of oil on your hands. All right, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Jim's fighting it. He's nodding off every now and then.
Being in church this morning, so it's kind of honest. Do what?
He woke up.
Well, another year of SWAT. It's all done. I didn't win the lathe or a lathe. As usual, there was 4 given away. 3 jet middies, and this year an American Beauty. I was hopeful, but you know, it is what it is. Doesn't matter. We still had a great time. Learned some things. More than I anticipated, in fact. I'm very happy that I came. I always am. Always have a good time. It was great seeing the gang from Worldwide Woodturners. It was great hooking up with some old friends and even making some new ones. I still never get over or know how to react to people that I don't know that watch my channel, that come up and say, "Hey Billy, I really enjoy what you do. Thank you very much." It means the world. I mean, it does. That's why I do it. It's very humbling. It's very humbling. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy my little segments that I put together from this year's SWAT. It was great to see Andy Chin again. We missed him last year because of a health issue. I'm glad that's behind him and he's on his road to recovery. I'm hoping it was good to see Andy again. He's always a joy to see, and his work is just absolutely stunning. So that's it. Hopefully I'll have that box I've been working on done soon. So y'all stay tuned.